Welcome to Traveluptuous Darlings. Today, we're off on a jaunt across Europe's most luxurious getaways. Grab your hat, your monocle, and perhaps a fainting couch, because we're about to be utterly overwhelmed with opulence. Let's trot along, shall we? Ah, Positano. A place so stunning, even the buildings look like they're trying to outdo one another. Perched on cliffs that tumble into the Tyrrhenian Sea, this little Italian hamlet is the epitome of la dolce vita. Imagine narrow, winding streets lined with quaint shops selling handmade, embroidered sandals and trinkets so fabulous that even the word fabulous feels inadequate. Why visit? Because, darling, Positano is the place where the gods themselves would holiday if Mount Olympus had a reservation system. It's the ultimate blend of seaside charm and unbridled glamour. Picture yourself sipping on something bubbly as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in 1,000 shades of pink. Positano isn't just a destination, it's a state of mind, a particularly smug one. What to expect? Expect to be spoiled, rotten. From sumptuous hotels with terraces that seem to hang in the sky to charming trattorias, offering a plethora of tantalizing delights. Positano is for those who believe life is too short for anything less than spectacular. And if you're feeling particularly adventurous, you might even catch a glimpse of a Hollywood starlet trying to blend in with the locals, though usually failing spectacularly. What to look for? Do seek out the Sentiero degli Dei or the Path of the Gods. A bit of a climb, but the views, my dear, are worth every puff and pant. And if scaling cliffs isn't your cup of Earl Grey, simply meander through the town and find yourself a cozy spot to engage in a little people-watching. I promise you, darling, you'll never be short of entertainment. Next, let us take a crisp, invigorating breath of mountain air in St. Moritz, Switzerland. The darling of the Swiss Alps, this town is synonymous with winter elegance. It's where one goes to ski, be seen, and then ski some more. But don't worry if skiing isn't your forte. It's perfectly acceptable to lounge by a roaring fire and look glamorous in après-ski attire. Why visit? Because St. Moritz is the kind of place where luxury doesn't just happen. It's a way of life. From the snow-kissed slopes to the opulent lodges, it's a winter wonderland straight out of a fairy tale. And unlike those other fairy tales, you won't need a prince to foot the bill, though it wouldn't hurt. What to expect? Expect sophistication with a capital S. Horse-drawn sleigh rides through pristine forests, delightful boutiques with trinkets and treasures, and gourmet dining that could make even the sternest of Swiss matrons blush with pleasure. The air is so crisp you could almost slice it with a cheese knife, which incidentally is something you'll find in abundance. What to look for? Be sure to pay a visit to the Cresta Run, that legendary toboggan track where only the brave or foolish dare to descend. It's the perfect place to witness the thrill-seekers in action while you sip on something hot and spiced. And for those who prefer to keep both feet firmly on the ground, the views from Motus Moragal are divine, so divine in fact that you'll want to send them a thank you note. Now picture this, a crescent-shaped island in the Aegean Sea, with whitewashed buildings cascading down cliffs like icing on a wedding cake. Welcome to Santorini, where the sunsets are as dramatic as a Greek tragedy, but with a much happier ending. Why visit? Because it's Santorini, darling. A place where luxury meets laid-back charm, and every corner looks like a postcard. It's the kind of place where time seems to slow, and every moment is savoured. Whether you're lounging in an infinity pool with a glass of something chilled, or exploring the narrow streets of a sun-soaked village, Santorini offers an intoxicating blend of relaxation and refinement. What to expect? Expect to be mesmerized by the landscape, spoiled by the local hospitality, and tempted by the delights on offer. From charming boutique hotels with breathtaking views to gourmet restaurants serving a medley of local dishes, Santorini is an assault on the senses, in the most delightful way, of course. What to look for? Take a stroll through the quieter village of Pyrgos, where time seems to have paused for a leisurely afternoon nap. And if you have a taste for the finer things, a visit to one of the island's many wineries is a must. The volcanic soil gives the local wine a unique character, much like the people who produce it. Cheers to that. And now, my dear viewers, we find ourselves in Paris. Ah, Paris, the city of lights, love, and an overwhelming number of cheese varieties. But we're not here for the fromage, are we? Or are we? I can never tell. No, we're here for the luxury, the art, the fashion, and the sense of history that seems to seep from every cobblestone. Because Paris isn't just a city. It's a living, breathing celebration of beauty and sophistication. Whether you're strolling along the Seine, visiting the Louvre, or shopping on the Champs-Élysées, every moment in Paris feels like it could be narrated by a poet, or at the very least, a very enthusiastic mind. Expect elegance at every turn. Paris is the place where every meal is a masterpiece, every building a work of art, and every glance a flirtation. From opulent hotels with rooms that could double as museum exhibits to charming bistros where the locals congregate, Paris offers an endless array of delights. And if you don't gain a few pounds from sheer pleasure, well, you're simply not doing it right. The Marais district, my dear, less crowded, more chic and overflowing with Parisian charm. And for those who believe that luxury is best enjoyed at a leisurely pace, a private cruise along the Seine at sunset is practically a requirement. Just remember to bring your best wistful gaze. Before we unveil our final destination, let's have a quick gander at some honourable mentions. Vienna, Austria. For those who appreciate the finer things in life, like classical music, grand palaces, and cakes so decadent they should come with a warning label. The Cotswolds, England rolling hills, charming stone villages, and more tea shops than you can shake a crumpet at. Ideal for anyone who fancies themselves a bit of a country squire, or at least wants to dress like one. Monaco, because sometimes one just wants to roll the dice, darling. Known for its casinos, luxury yachts, and more millionaires per capita than anywhere else. Just don't lose your shirt unless it's designer. And last, but by no means least, Tuscany. Ah, Tuscany. If ever there was a place that could be described as heaven on earth, this would be it. Rolling hills, sun-drenched vineyards, and olive groves as far as the eye can see, it's a landscape that seems to have been designed specifically for daydreaming. Because Tuscany is the kind of place where the simple act of breathing feels like a luxury. Whether you're staying in a charming villa with its own vineyard, or a centuries-old castle that could tell tales to rival the best of them, Tuscany is the ultimate escape for those who want to indulge in a bit of la dolce far niente, the sweetness of doing nothing. Although, with all there is to see and do, you might not get much nothing done. Expect to be enchanted by the scenery, charmed by the people, and utterly spoiled by the food and drink. Whether you're exploring the art treasures of Florence or the winding streets of Siena, Tuscany offers an abundance of pleasures. And let's not forget the wines, darling. The wines! One simply must partake in a tasting or two, or three, to truly appreciate the region's viticultural offerings. Keep an eye out for local cooking classes where you can learn to whip up traditional Tuscan dishes with flair. And for the love of all things truffle, don't miss a tour of the Chianti region's vineyards. It's the kind of experience that makes one wish for a never-ending goblet. Alas, we can't have everything. And there you have it, my dear adventurers, our top picks for luxury getaways in Europe. Whether you're yearning for a sun-soaked escape, a snowy retreat, or a city adventure steeped in culture and charm, there's something for every discerning traveller. Don't forget to pop by the links in the description if you're thinking of planning your next grand escape, or simply want to support our delightful little channel. Until next time, darlings, keep travelling in style and remember, life's too short for anything but the best. Toodaloo!